boys and girls. Happy Thursday. We are still working with sentences today. So this week we have been working a lot with sentences. You should already know what a subject is, what a predicate is, how we can combine these into compound subjects and predicates, and how we can create some compound and complex sentences as well. So today we're going to review, and this is really something that's good to help you with revision when you're revising your writing. Because when you're revising your writing, you want to make sure that you have written it in complete sentences. We are going to learn to recognize fragments today. Now, fragment in the dictionary means like a piece. So it's a piece of something. Like a fragment of glass was on the floor, a piece of glass was on the floor. Now, when we have a sentence that is a fragment, it is incomplete because it's only a piece of a complete sentence. It's not the whole thing. So today we're going to be looking at what are fragments, how can we recognize them, and how can we fix them, okay? So a fragment is an incomplete sentence, okay? So it could be missing, that's important. That means it doesn't have it. It's missing the subject, the predicate, or both. When I say or both, it means maybe it's only telling us where, like a location, but it's not telling us who is there, and it's not telling us what is happening there. So for each group of words, we're going to circle C if the group of words is a complete sentence, and F if it is a fragment. So here C stands for complete, F stands for fragment. Now, when we're checking our sentences, we really need to make sure we are finding the subject, who or what the sentence is about, and we're finding the predicate, which is the action or describing part, okay? It talks about the subject, okay? It tells more about it. So we're going to be circling the subjects and underlining the predicates to make sure we do have a complete sentence. Number 1, have died climbing Mount Everest. Well, that's leaving me wondering who has died. We don't know that part, so we are definitely missing a subject here. We know the action died, so we do have our predicate, and this is a fragment. Why? It's missing the subject, okay? Let's go to the number 2. It is the highest mountain in the world. Okay, I have a describing part. Is the highest mountain in the world. And remember when we talked about pronouns, this is why learning about pronouns is important. Pronoun, it, stands for something. So it is still a subject. Which, what do you think it's standing for here? How does it relate to number 1? Use your context clues. How does it relate back to number 1? Have died climbing Mount Everest. It is the highest mountain in the world. It is talking about Mount Everest, right? So it is a thing. It is a what? It is a subject. So I circled my subject, underlined my predicate. That means I have a complete sentence, okay? Look at how I'm thinking through this. Let's go to number 3. People know climbing is dangerous. Do I know who the sentence is about? Yes, it's about people. Do I know what they do? Yes. They know climbing is dangerous. So this is still a complete sentence. Let's read number 4 together. Get ready. Take risks and challenge themselves. Well, I see here it's starting with an action word. Take risks. Okay. Do we know who's taking risks and challenging themselves? We know themselves, but who is themselves? It has to refer back to someone, okay? which it probably would be referring back to people, but I need to know it in this because this is a separate sentence. This has a capital, this has a period, so this needs to be complete. It is a separate sentence. So this right here is only a fragment. What part was it missing? Do you remember? It's missing who? It's missing the subject. Number 5. Still, thousands of people each year. Are you wondering with that? Because I'm wondering. I'm wondering what these thousands of people each year do. I can infer that they probably climb Mount Everest, right? Thousands of people each year climb Mount Everest, but it is missing my action or describing part. So it is a fragment. I only have here my subject. This tells me who. Who is it? Thousands of people each year. Still is a transition phrase. Sorry, here it's just one word, so it's a transition word. We don't need to worry about that as part of the subject predicate. It is an additional piece of information. That's why there's a comma here, because it is a transition word. But I am focusing on finding who or what for my subject. I'm focusing on finding an action or describing for my predicate. That's what I care about today when I'm looking for fragments, okay? So you are being a sentence detective. You are revising today. You are checking for complete sentences. Let's go check what you're going to do on your exit ticket. Today is a very short lesson again. That's okay. It is an important lesson. We do need to know what fragments are, and we need to make sure we are able to recognize them, okay? So it says circle the words that can be added. That's important to form a complete sentence. Then you write it on the line. So it's basically you're choosing. Choose this or choose that. You're not choosing both, so don't get confused with that. When you read the sentence, okay? When you read the sentence, you're going to circle the subject. You're going to underline the predicate, right? And then you can label it complete, or maybe it's incomplete, okay? A fragment is an incomplete sentence. It's not complete. It's missing something. It's just a piece. So as you're checking here, okay, I want you to still practice your labeling, even though we already know it is a fragment. And then you're going to find out by your labeling, okay, I didn't circle a subject, so I'm missing a subject. Or I didn't underline a predicate, so I'm missing a predicate. You are checking for that. Make sure you have watched the video I posted on fragments. I will also be posting an anchor chart on what is a subject predicate and what is a fragment. Work hard today, boys and girls. I know you can do this. Go back, look at our notes, pause the video, go back, make sure you wrote down your notes as well, so you can pause it if I'm writing too fast. That's okay. You can go back and rewind. You can see different parts of the video that you need to be reminding about when you're working on your own. I am super confident in you guys. You've been doing really well on your exit tickets. Work hard and have a great day.